Welcome back. Yes, it was diagonal. Now, David, I'm always fascinated by the way in which you guide us through this kind of evolutionary process of language forming. But it's also fascinating when the raw material for new words is actually already existing words, and that's what you're going to share a bit of today.
That's a nice description of it, and I'm going to talk about an extraordinary gentleman, a Scotsman called James Murray, who was a banker in London, but also had a passion for language. So he found himself naturally working for the inaugural Oxford English Dictionary. This was in 1879 or thereabouts, and was compiling words all through his life. And he came across this concept in English called a back formation. And it's one word, and it's a word that he in fact coined in 1889.
And that has now become an official word?
It has, and what it describes is those words where we have a word already, say, like sculptor, but along comes a word like sculpt. So the sculptor is the person who shapes the object, but then suddenly the shaping in the verb becomes, it peels back and becomes a word in its own right.
So it's the creation of a much shorter verb from a pre-existing, perhaps, noun.
That's right, and you think of words like laze. Originally lazy was the word, then laze. Obsess comes from obsession. Obsession was the first word, and then along came obsess, and babysit. We used to say babysitter. Now, someone who looks after kids, they are babysitting. Anyway, it's a wonderful concept, and James Murray was the gentleman who identified it and coined the word.
It is a fascinating concept. Thank you very much, David. Let's have a look at our fascinating scores. Rhys is on 7, Kathryn's on 11. We're heading into another letter game to see what interesting words we can make once again. Rhys, what would you like?
Lily, can I please have a vowel?
Thanks, Rhys. Let's start with O.
And a consonant, please?
R.
Another consonant?
G.
A vowel, please?
E.
A consonant?
P.
Another consonant, please?
T.
A vowel?
A.
Consonant, please?
B.
And another consonant, please?
And last letter, G.
And 30 seconds from now. Well, Rhys, you're getting into the swing of the words this time?
No, a pretty dismal 3.
A 3. OK, not to worry. We'll come back to that in a moment. Kathryn?
6.
6 for you. What was the 3, Rhys?
Bag.
Bag. Well, no doubt about it. Certainly fine. But what was your 6?
Boater.
That's your favourite hat, isn't it, David? Didn't you have to wear one of those as a school child?
Gee, you've got a nasty memory.
I remember you confessing that to us many, many episodes ago.
Yes, it's true. I did wear one of those straw travesties for a couple of years. And also, it's someone who enjoys boating, and boater, of course, is fine. Well done, Kathryn. Someone who also boats is a rafter, and I went rafting on the Franklin River earlier this year, and the thing that we constantly had to do, the river was full, was portage, which is where you have to pick up the raft. The rapids are too wild, and you need to sort of edge around the side and then drop the raft at the lower end of it. So portage was the 7 that I could find.
So 6 points for Kathryn. Let's roll on with the letters, and Kathryn, what combination would you like this time?
Could I start with a consonant, please, Lily? Thanks, Kathryn. Let's start with R. And another? T. A vowel? E. Another vowel? Another E. And another vowel? A. Another consonant? S. Another consonant? Another T. One more consonant? Another S. And a final consonant. And last letter, W.
Thank you, Lily. Time starts now. Kathryn, you've been going strong on the words. How many this time?
7.
That is very good indeed. What about you, Rhys?
A little bit stronger than last time, a 6.
Excellent work. What's that 6?
Stairs.
And Kathryn?
Teasers.
Teasers. It's promising, David.
And teaser, yes, someone that teases a problem or a puzzle, such as a crossword. In fact, there's a couple of 8s here. There's swatters, and there's
Very nice.
restates, and sweaters as well. But that W spoilt the party for a possible 9, if you ask me.
You were just hoping for it.
There was something loitering there.
Not quite this time. But 7 points for Kathryn. Back to the numbers now. And Rhys, what would you like?
Thanks, Richard. Lily, can I please have 3 large and 3 small?
3 large and 3 small. Again, thanks, Rhys. And our numbers are 1, another 1, 7, 25, 50, 75, and the target number is 862.
And let's track down that target. Seconds is never really quite long enough, but how did you go, Rhys?
Unfortunately, only 774 this time.
Okay, a little way off. What about you, Kathryn?
875 is a little way off, I think.
So, unfortunately, no score for either Kathryn or Rhys. How did you go, Lily? Was it a tough one?
Look, Richard, I'm actually not surprised that neither Rhys or Kathryn could get close to this number. But it's actually the nature of this game. Sometimes it's impossible to get to the target number.
It's just one of those occasions. So, no extra score for Kathryn or Rhys. That means at the moment Rhys is on 7, Kathryn's on 24. We're heading for another break, and that means another word mix. A rise cap. And your clue this time, where planes do their travelling. Back very shortly.